Hey, what's up, Instagram? It's your girl Cece, and I'm back with another video. Whoa. But for real. So this week, I'm titling this segment called Storytellers. And instead of naming it like story time, because everyone uses that, I want to talk about my different experiences, different stories, stuff that make you laugh, cry, leave that bad relationship, discover your worth, identity, know who your real friends are, all that other jazz. And I want to, use these stories and experiences for this week, maybe longer, we'll see. But today I wanted to go into a little bit of depth into something that a lot of us do, but I'm specifically talking to my ladies. If you're in here, let me know. All my ladies in the house. Okay, for real, y'all. Jokes aside, all my ladies, have you ever been in this position where you like somebody, you was crushing on them, you were feeling them really hard, and you felt like you needed to do anything just to get them to notice you, just to get them to like you, just to get them to take you out, be their girlfriend, wife, whatever. And it didn't pan out. It didn't go the way you expected it to, and you ended up feeling rejected. You felt like you didn't have any worth. You felt like, why would somebody want me, or why didn't they want me? If you do, buckle up, because I know exactly how you feel. And I've had a couple of instances with that. So I'm gonna start off with the one that was pretty significant. I've had a couple of these instances, but I'm gonna start with the one when I was in high school and a teenager. So, and mind you, this is the first time I'm opening up, sharing these experiences, had to get over the whole, why am I doing this? Why do I want to share this? I was just like, I was planning on keeping some of this stuff, taking it to the grave with me, or when I get raptured up with Jesus, I was just gonna take it with me. I wasn't sharing it with a soul. Besides the other people I talked about it with in the past, I wasn't gonna share it with a soul. Okay. But, management said otherwise, so. But yeah, so when I was in high school, I really liked this person. I really, thought they were cool, smart, intelligent, funny, attractive. And, we had a couple things in common, got to know them. And I was like, wow, they're a really cool individual. Like the more you spend time with someone, the more you talk to somebody, you start to form attachments with them, whether you realize it or not. And mind you, like, I didn't know a lick about relationships. I didn't know a lick about guys. I didn't know anything about that. Like, my mom, her thing was, don't get pregnant. Her thing was, not wanting to get pregnant to not disappoint or her or my dad, and this isn't a bash my mom, but like, I didn't really get in-depth talk about relationships when I was younger or when I was a teenager, because I didn't see that many healthy relationships throughout my life, throughout my, families and people I grew up around. I didn't really see too many healthy marriages or relationships. So I was out here, your girl was out here flying solo. So with that in particular situation in high school, I suppressed how I felt, tell everybody else, try to keep it all hidden inside, started formulating stuff in my head, and subconsciously and deep down, I would try to fit myself and put myself in a mold just so they could see me in another way, just so they could like me, and this, mind you, I'm not bashing any of the people that I'm talking to. I'm just sharing what I did. I'm sharing my end of the story. But, when you don't understand really what's out there, that there's more for you. I was young. I'm not going to call myself dumb, but I was ignorant. And so I didn't know, like, there was so much more out there for me. I didn't know that, hey, girl, you need to know who the heck you are before you go catching feelings for somebody, before you go falling deep in, you gotta know who the heck who you are, and I didn't. And so just for a couple of years, like on the inside, I would just battle back and forth, tell them, not tell them. I would go back and forth. And, with the counsel of somebody back in the day, they were just like, go say something. And I did. And I didn't get the reaction that I exactly was looking for. I was like, hey, I like you, blah, blah, blah. I got feelings for you, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, okay, I didn't know. Okay, cool. And in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, everything's cool, and like thinking that, they need a break or whatever. I was like, okay, cool, that's cool. But oh my gosh, this is so crazy telling this story. But when I didn't hear from him, for a couple of months, I was like, well, doggone, like what the hell is wrong with me? I was like, what's going on? What did I do wrong? And so with that instance in particular, it's just like, that wasn't for me to try to force myself into somebody's life in that way when they didn't see me that way. But because I wanted something so bad, because what I thought, oh, this seems perfect. Oh, this would have worked. Oh, bop, 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 bop. They know me, blah, blah, blah. But nah, just because you may have history with someone, just because y'all may talk, just because y'all have a couple of things in common, that doesn't mean that, you have the right to try to fit in their life in another way. Like, because if you try to force yourself or put yourself in a role that you don't have the grace for, then you asking for the blues, baby. Like, you asking for some headache. Because if you ain't got the grace for something, like, you're not gonna know how to sustain it. And so that was one instance. Another instance, when I got to college, and I was a music major back in the day. And so it was somebody else started, having a crush on, but, that was an interesting situation in itself, because like, I knew they liked me, but it's like they never came with it outright. And so, feeling like with them, it's like feeling like I had to be somebody else, listen to certain kind of music, talk a certain way, dress a certain way. It's like I thought I had to be another person just to get them to notice me or be around me or get their attention and their interest. And it's like, no, we weren't supposed to, go together like that. We're just supposed to be cool, classmates, keep it moving. And there's no shade to them, like, I wish all of these people well. And there were a couple of other guys in college. I mean, I would try to help the people with their homework. I would bring people cornbread. Like, I just walking with people in their cars, just to drive me back around at the front of the school, waiting for my dad to pick me up, but just to so-called spend that time or whatever, just so they could see me, they could choose me. And when I look back on that foolishness, I'm not going to say I want to kick myself in the face, but yeah, like, I was really trying to, put myself in a hole that I did not fit in. And when I tell y'all, every time I did that with the guy, every time I was like, I was losing another part of myself, whether it's because I did it, trying to, people please, trying to get them to like me, or whether it was comments other guys would make, saying different things to me about my personality, how bubbly I am, thinking that it was too much, or, oh, you need to calm down. People trying to minimize me, dim me down, just to fit what they want and what they like. I can't even tell y'all how many years, like, I lost who I was, or better yet, lost what I like, my hobbies, my passions, trying to pick up what everybody else wanted to do. And man, it's so not worth it, because like, when God does have that for you, if you desire marriage, Like, and I'm not married right now. I've never been in a relationship yet. I'm 26, so I don't know what that's like, but I have a relationship with God and I know his heart, and I know that he has somebody out there for your girl, for yours truly, where I don't have to try to get them to like me. They'll already come liking me. I don't have to try to be another person just to fit in the mold of what they want and what they desire, because who I am, the package of me, good, bad, and ugly, they got the grace for. They got the grace for me. It's tailor-made, it's customized just for me, and vice versa. And so I can't even remember when I had that wake-up call. Might have been last year, might have been in the beginning of this year, to be honest, because even I had a moment this year, wanted somebody to, to see me, and, I was feeling some kind of way because they haven't talked to me or whatever, or it's kind of like when I'm around them, they act standoffish. And it's like, what? I ain't got the plague. I ain't got the virus. And in Jesus' name, I ain't getting that doggone virus. You know what I'm saying? But that rejection came back up again in the beginning of the year. And I had to deal with that. I'm like, okay, Sleepy, you got to get that crap together. Like, why do you feel like you have to do the pursuing? You have to try to fit and become what they want. Why do you feel like you got to do that? And a lot of my life, be teased, made fun of, talked about, betrayed, my self-worth, I didn't have any self-worth, to be honest. I didn't have nobody's kind of self-esteem. My confidence was shot down from everybody's comments, everybody in their mama and their grandmama's comments. Like, I ain't have a lick of confidence. All the while, other people could see, even the people who said that shady crap, they could see the greatness on the inside of me, but I couldn't do it. And so it wasn't until I left a certain environment, it wasn't until I moved to where I could finally start seeing the greatness within me. And it's like now with men, like, I'm not trying to audition for you to pick me or choose me, okay? Because even if you don't, I will live, for one, and I am living. Number two, my identity is not wrapped up in a man's acceptance. It's not. I thought it was. I wanted it to be that. But even when a man does desire you, just because a man desires you, that doesn't mean he's worthy of you. Just because a man tells you he has dreams, he want to have sex with you, that don't mean he deserves you. Just because somebody sit up on the phone with you, talk to you for hours and hours, sharing all they stuff with you, that doesn't mean they deserve you. Or just because somebody, teases you, shows you some kind of attention, and then goes back to their everyday life, or goes back to their girlfriend, their relationship, they, other side person, that doesn't mean they deserve you. And so, like, that's one of the biggest things I had to take away, was whether I was accepted or rejected, whether I was their type, whether I wasn't. I'm for somebody. I'm not for everybody, but I'm for somebody. Because all my life as a kid, I didn't want 50 dudes. I didn't want 50 people pursuing me, chasing after me. First of all, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of time, a lot of money. And I ain't doing that. That's a lot of birthday gifts, Christmas gifts, too many doggone families, and some of their families probably can't cook. I'm good. Child. But yeah, like, that's just too much of an investment, too much of their personalities. Like, because when I found myself spending time with these people, trying to, get them to like me, accept me, make me their girlfriend or whatever, like, I found myself meshing my life with theirs. And so it's like, it got to where my identity, my own personhood, autonomy, I didn't have none. I didn't have anything left. It was pretty much all about whoever that I had a crush on, whoever I had feelings for at that time. It started becoming about them. Like, in layman's terms, I made that an idol. And so every time I did that, stuff would never come through. And I would wonder, like, God, is something wrong with me? God, am I cursed? But no, I'm not cursed. It's just God didn't want me loving somebody more than I loved him. He didn't want nobody above him, especially somebody that doesn't have his heart or his character, or they don't have the grace for me, and I'm all head over heels and I put them before anything and everybody else. Y'all, that would be a recipe for disaster. Okay? So, because like I'm loyal, and my loyalty has gotten me in trouble like a lot. Like a lot. Like I'm 26 and my loyalty has just like been the end of me at times. Not my mouth, not rolling my eyes, not cussing people out when I used to. I don't do that anymore. Praise him. But it's loyalty. Loyalty has been one of my greatest strengths, but it's also been one of my greatest weaknesses as well. And that's where I've had to learn a balance with that and know how much to invest into something and someone, who to invest into, who to give up myself into, who to give up myself to. I had to learn a couple of them lessons. And every day I'm still learning. I didn't turn another age, have another birthday, and then bam, I arrived. No. Like, I'm still learning. I'm still trying to understand men. I have a good understanding of them, but there's still so much to learn about them, just like it's so much for them to learn about us. And so my thing I want to share with you ladies, like, imagine in Cinderella when the prince, I think his name was Prince Charming, he was trying to find Cinderella and the only way he could find her was with the glass slipper that she had. And so him and the people in his court kept going all around town trying to put the foot of another woman in that slipper, and none of their feet could fit. Their feet was either too small or their feet were too big. And that's what I was doing. I was trying to place myself in the shoe of somebody else's life. And I was either too big, it was just too much for them, or I was too little and it was too much for me. And it wasn't until the prince finally found Cinderella and the shoe fit, the glass slipper fit. And that's where he was just like, okay, that's it. That's a wrap. Nobody else, okay? Nobody's supposed to be here, that he was done. Prince Charming was done after he found Cinderella. He's like, ain't nobody loves me better. He was done. And so that's what I want to, share with you guys. Like, when something is the perfect fit, you might not be perfect, but you're the perfect fit, or they're the perfect fit. Like, it's just gonna happen. It's gonna happen effortlessly. It's gonna slip in effortlessly. Of course, you gotta put in the work. Of course, you gotta maintain a thing. But when something is the right fit and you trust God, you follow the Holy Spirit's leading, I'm telling you, you will have the grace to sustain that thing. So I hope that little story time, a little bit about me, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, y'all go out there and be great. Love you guys. Bye.